Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, it's this week we've all been waiting for. We wait for every year. It's opening week of the National Football League. Tomorrow night is the first game of the 2025 NFL season between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. Our Buccaneers will play the Falcons at 1 o'clock in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. We've been waiting for this day for a long, long time. Before we begin tonight, I want to shout out to the 76ers. This is the 50th anniversary of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their birth in 76. I call 76ers those people who've been on with the Buccaneers since day one. And JD and a lot of others around here, myself included, have been with the Bucs since 76. And it's the 50th anniversary of the team this season. So I wanted to mention that before we get into this week's action in the National Football League. So we're going to start running the games down. I'm going to give you a little information on each game. I'm going to give you my picks on who wins in week one. We're going to start like this. The Cowboys and the Eagles in Philly. Go with the Eagles. They win that game. The Cowboys put up a violent fight. Eagles, too powerful, win that game. Then we have the Chiefs and the Chargers. First big upset of the season. The Los Angeles Chargers upset the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles. This is the team in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. They get beat by the Chargers. And then the game between the Steelers and the Jets, Aaron Rodgers comes back, beats the Jets in a close game. Steelers win against the Jets. The Dolphins and the Colts. The Colts pull almost an upset. It's a pretty even match between the Dolphins and the Colts. That's how bad the Dolphins have gotten in over the last few years. They might win this game. Got to look for Daniel Jones and the defense of the Colts to narrowly beat the Dolphins by about 3 points. We have the Panthers and the Jaguars. The game between Liam Cohen of the Jaguars and Dave Canales of the Panthers, both ex-offensive coordinators, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They meet game one. I'm going with the Jaguars by a field goal on that. I'm going by the Jaguars at home by a field goal. The Phoenix Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals beat the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans opening day. I've got the Vikings losing to the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams winning the game in Chicago against the Minnesota Vikings. There's my pick on that game. The New York Giants against the Washington Commanders. We know how the Commanders played last year. I'm going Commanders win that game against the Giants. And, of course, our Bucs against the Falcons. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a very physical game. There's going to be a lot of mind playing in between all the teams like there is in the National Football League. I think we're ready to beat the Falcons this year. We have an improved secondary. We have a great running game. We have the receivers. We have the defense if Hassan Reddick can get in there and get some sacks on Michael Penix. But the Falcons are a very, very tough opponent. And they beat us twice last year. We need this victory. It will be within 3 points, but the Buccaneers win. I'd like to see it a larger victory, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings if it was 14 or 21. But it's going to be a tough game. And turnovers are going to be very important, that we don't make any. I remember last year Bucky Irvin made a fumble down about the 15-yard line. We were going in for a touchdown, and we wound up in overtime, and they beat us, okay? So them turnovers are important. I'm going with the Bucs against the Falcons. The Bengals beat the Browns. That's just what's going to happen. The Browns are going to try to put up a fight, but they're just not going to be able to beat Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. It's not going to happen. And the Raiders lose to the Patriots. New England Patriots come back and beat the Raiders. This is not the Patriot team from the last couple of years. Mike Vrabel has taken over that team. Drake May is the quarterback now, second year. They've got some offensive linemen. They've got a defense. The Patriots are going to win games this year, and they will win Sunday against the Raiders. I've got the Seahawks up in Seattle beating the 49ers in a close game. I have the Denver Broncos continuing where they left off with Bo Nix last year and Sean Payton, them beating the Tennessee Titans. I have the Packers with Micah Parsons and with Jordan Love and with that team up in Green Bay to beat the Detroit Lions game one this week. I have the Rams taking the Texans in a tough game. Matthew Stafford plays. C.J. Stroud plays. He plays good. But the Rams take that in a real good game. And this is the big game of the week, except for the Bucks, of course. The Ravens and the Bills. I've got the Buffalo Bills winning that game against Lamar Jackson on Monday Night Football first week. So there's your picks. You got the Eagles, you got the Chargers, you got the Steelers, the Colts, the Jaguars, you've got the Bears, the Commanders, the Bucks, the Bengals, the Patriots, the Seahawks, Broncos, Packers, Rams, and Bills. That's your picks for week 1 from the Cowboy. Going to be some great action. Going to be some real great action. It's going to start, and we all love this day, tomorrow night. We're going to get a taste of it Thursday night. We go home and salivate through high school football on Friday. Saturday we got our college to get us ready for Sunday. So be there watching our Bucks and having our Bucks go on. But I wanted to mention the 50-year anniversary of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to keep you posted every week, and we're going to give you these picks every single week from the Cowboy. Do with them as you want. We're going to miss a lot, and we're going to get a few. And I had a few upsets I gave you tonight. If you want to mark them down, you can see how good we score. We're going to try to keep you up. Well, how good we score, too. We're going to go to college football, where Ohio State beat the Texas Longhorn last week to take the number 1 position in the top 20 college football. This college football is subjective, and a lot of these teams fall a few points. And this week, they're all playing cupcake games against mostly cupcake schools. The top 5 teams are playing subpar college teams. So they're all probably going to win. They'll probably keep the rankings about the same. We're not going to have time tonight to go into the rankings. We'll get to that next show. We're going to move on to the Tampa Bay Rays on a 6-game winning streak here at the tail end of the season. They got 6 straight games. They're playing tonight against the Mariners. Hopefully they can make that 7 games in a row. They're on a 6-game winning streak as of last night. So they're starting to catch fire. A little bit too late to make the playoffs. Let's not kid ourselves. But we will continue to keep you posted on the Rays as the season finishes this year and what's happening with the Rays. The Lightning, not going to waste any time tonight on the Lightning. No news. They're getting ready for their season. It's not right now. Big news this week. NFL season kicks off tomorrow night. Big news for the Bucks, 50th anniversary. Big news for the Bucks, Super Bowl aspirations. And that's the key word here, Super Bowl aspirations. Deep into the playoffs, championship game, Super Bowl. We've got to start it this week, Sunday at 1 o'clock. But again, we've got to get out there and have a good game against a tough team. We'll keep you posted throughout the season, as you know here at Sports Talk with Cowboy, and next week on this week's action. I'm going to take a quick break.
2025 Cowboy NFL You Pick'em. Tune in to Sports Talk Weekly.
Okay, the first question tonight is from Tammy, and Tammy wanted to know who I thought would win the Bucks and the Falcons game. Tammy, I went over it as close as I could without actually being out there playing. I tried to give you some of the players and what I thought would happen. I think Tammy Baker will play good. I hope he does. I hope he doesn't get injured. I think Bucco will have a great day. So will Evans. He'll catch a lot of passes. And I think Bucky Irvin, Sean Tucker, and Rachaad White all will join in a good running game. I think we'll have a real good game, and our offense will click. I just hope our defense can hold up and get some pass rush, Tammy. I hope that's what happens, and God bless you for your question. The next question is from Philip, and Philip wanted to know who I think would be in the Super Bowl at the end of this season. Philip, that's a real good question, and this is my pick, and it's kind of because of who I love. The Bucks against the Bills. Bucks, Bills. That's who I say is going to be in the Super Bowl. Bucks, Bills. Philip, that's how I think about it. I'm hoping the Bucks make the Super Bowl. Really, with a straight face. I think they can. If their defense was to really play out of their minds and their offense will play as good as they did last year, they are a formidable team. They are underlooked by national media. Some national media is recognizing how good they really are, but right now, Philip, a lot of national media does not have their eyes on the Bucks in the Super Bowl. But your guy, Cowboy, is telling you, keep your eye on them and the Bills. God bless you, and thank you for your question, Philip. And the last question is from Linda, and Linda wanted to know what I thought about the Bengals and the Browns and with Shadir Sanders play this week. Linda, Shadir Sanders is the third-string quarterback on a team that's got 4 or 5 quarterbacks on its roster. He probably won't play. Matter of fact, I don't think he'll play at all. If Joe Flacco gets hurt, Gabriel, their backup, will be playing. If he got hurt, Shedeur Sanders could be on the sidelines. But, you know, the probability of two quarterbacks getting knocked out of one game is not real good, Linda. I don't look for Shedeur Sanders to play much this year, but he's on the sidelines. He's on the team. He's learning. He's a young guy. Okay? So that's how I feel about Linda. I don't think he'll be playing this week. And I'd like to welcome back tonight DJX.
Hey, Cowboy, what's good, man?
I got him back on. We're ready to go
That's
on the
right.
season, and he's back in his chair.
Yeah, it's good to be back, man. What's good? So, my first question is on that Shedeur Sanders thing. I want to know, how did you really actually feel about that incident on the field?
Well, I didn't think he should have hit the guy with, out there with him blocking. I thought the other guy was molesting him pretty hard, wrestling him around
That's
a
what
lot.
I thought.
It was way too much, and he should have got flagged for that. The flag should have been thrown a lot longer
Long
before
time
it even
ago.
got going. Okay, that's how I feel about it. He didn't do it, but the cardinal rule is you can't hit nobody. You can't punch nobody.
Right.
If he'd have shoved him, if he'd have went back to wrestling him, or what, okay. But you just can't throw the punch, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I felt like that the referee should have thrown that flag like a long time before that guy.
A month before
He was pushing the guy down into the damn tunnel down there. You know what I mean? He wasn't even in the play. You know what I mean? Them flags should have been just flying up front of the TV. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, who looked good in the preseason?
I thought the Bucks looked good in the preseason. The Chargers looked pretty good in the preseason. Of course, the Eagles looked pretty good in the preseason. But one thing I'll say about the preseason this year, they left the starting quarterbacks on the bench. They weren't about to risk injury of any of them starting quarterbacks.
Right.
Very few starting quarterbacks came out here and played. I think Mahomes played a couple of series and a couple other teams. But I'd say about 5 out of the 32 teams had their starting quarterback out there 1 or 2 series. That's it.
Yeah.
The other ones didn't even see the field. They wasn't about to get them hurt.
Well,
We'll see
I
it. We'll
ask
see
you
them
this
this week.
question every year, so this one ain't gonna be no different. What about them Dolphins? Is they ever gonna step their game up?
DJX, I love
ask
the
you
Dolphin
about them
fans,
every year.
and
Yeah.
of course they're Miami and they're here in Florida. But I think Michael McDonald, the coach down there, has lost the team. Myself personally, I hate to say that. I had great hopes that he would be a great coach. I think he's lost the team. They don't seem to have a good defense. They don't have any camaraderie. It's just kind of just combobulation down there. You've got to have structure, and I don't think you've got to have a certain person that can provide that structure. I'm not saying he's not an offensive genius. I don't like Mariota as a quarterback. I mean, not Mariota, but Tua Tagovailoa. I like him as a person. I like him. I like him as a person. Don't have anything in personally, but as a starting quarterback in the National Football League, not for Cowboys
He ain't
team.
cutting the cake.
He's not for Cowboys team. But a lot of them would not be for Cowboys team. But he would definitely not be. He's had the concussions. He's kind of gun shy. They have a little bit of run. They have a little bit throw. They show signs that they're going to. But as far as structurally going ahead, I'd like to see it. I don't believe it'll happen.
They don't got nobody better than him.
They have Tyreek Hill. They have a group of people, but they keep changing the defensive coordinators over year after year after year after year. Their offensive coordinator reports to him, and he's got an offensive coordinator in say, but he's helping with the play calling, so that, de facto he is.
Yeah.
But it's just the personnel. To win in the National Football League, you must have an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
That's
facts.
elite. That's not great or good. There's good and there's great, and there's elite.
Elite, right.
He's not elite.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't think he'll ever be elite. And as long as you put a wagon to them horses, you're not going very far, okay?
Right.
You might get about halfway, which is about 500, a little bit better here and there. But no, I feel bad about it. I think Stephen Ross will probably get rid of the coach after the end of this year, in my opinion.
After this time.
If you want to, we're having the big projection. The Dolphins collapse.
Yeah.
And he's quick. Probably he could be the first coach fired, in my opinion. I really believe that, because a lot of the good players that have left have said his organization they didn't like it. One of them went to the Steelers. Jalen Ramsey, one of their great shifties. He was on the team. He left the team. He went to Pittsburgh. Said, "Look, I love it in Pittsburgh because we got structure. I didn't love it in Miami. There is no structure." these are star players that are leaving to other teams in free agency and saying this, and they're at different places, so they have no reason. McDonald's the guy there. McDaniels is the guy. And he's not a bad guy, but he has that whole different way of doing things, kind of a loose knit kind of thing, like a California-ish type of thing. But it's not working.
Right.
If it was working, hey, everybody emulate it. But if it ain't working, ain't nobody emulating it.
Right.
Nobody's emulating Miami. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. Nobody going out and getting Tua, a Kyler quarterback like Tua either. Okay. So that's what I think about the Dolphins. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they'll lose their head coach.
All right.
Maybe they'll do like the Patriots last year and go get Mike Vrabel, who was a player for them and won Super Bowl rings with them, was a Tennessee Titan head coach and took them to the playoffs, almost to the Super Bowl, and then take him back to New England. Now you got a guy.
Yeah.
This guy's gone. This is his last
now
hurrah.
they stationary.
And they'll get a new guy and rebuild the whole deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it anyhow.
All right. Well, with that being said, that's what I got for you tonight, Cal.
Well, God bless you, DGX.
God bless you,
DGX
too.
will join us every week on the show now for the rest of our football season into the Super Bowl. And I'm glad to see DGX back on over there. And we've got you all covered on this week's football. The Sports Talk with the Cowboy You Pick 'em poll is up. Get your slips. Or if you can't get your slips, then go to your comments and write the names of the teams that I just said if you want a winner. Or pick your own and put them on there, and we will put your name in the Pick'em pool this week. But you better get him in by tomorrow about 2 o'clock, okay? Because tomorrow night's the first game. And until next show, God bless you. Do unto others as they do unto you. Bring the world more love than hate. God bless you. Cowboy out.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?